Hello, my name is Jeremy, just your average everyday guy. That is until sometime in my early 30s, I developed a spinal condition known as ankylosing spondylitis. It took me from this, 6 foot tall, to this, not 6 foot tall. But I wasn't going to let that get me down forever, so eventually I kicked some bad habits and started fighting back. I still get some pretty strange looks, but I'm now doing what I love, traveling and adventuring. My goal is to show other people with disabilities or anyone facing challenges that your best days don't have to be behind you and that there's always hope. So thanks for joining me, the Handicapped Hiker.
On the last episode, I hiked the Flume Gorge in Franconia Notch State Park, New Hampshire. Then, after calling off my Mount Washington hike due to weather, I drove to the summit instead. And finally, I arrived at Acadia National Park on the coast of Maine. Let's pick up where we last left off, entering the park's main loop road.
A24. Okay, here we go.
Acadia National Park was first established as Sieur de Mont's National Monument in 1916. It was later redesignated Lafayette National Park in 1919, and finally renamed Acadia in 1929. Most of the park is situated on Mount Desert Island, with smaller, less visited sections in outlying areas. Most known for the very touristy stretch of coastline on the 27-mile one-way loop road, there's also a lot of opportunities for hiking, biking, horseback riding, rock climbing, fishing, kayaking, and stargazing. Among the many wooded mountains, inland lakes and ponds, meadows, lighthouses, and rocky coastline, there's a network of historic carriage roads funded by none other than John D. Rockefeller Jr., a familiar name in the development of our national park system. This attraction is called Thunder Hole. When conditions are right, the crashing waves create a thundering boom. Needless to say, these are not the right conditions, but it's still cool to see, and I'll try again tomorrow. But for now, I'm calling it a day. I'm starting off day 2 just driving around and exploring the west side of the island, also known as the quiet side.
Rainy, miserable weather, folks. That campground wasn't bad. I liked it. There's quite a bit of privacy between sites, which, as you know, I'm a big fan of. I slept okay, as good as you can in a car. I'm still feeling a little sick, a little groggy, a little bit of a sore throat. I think I'm a little better today than I was yesterday. I'm not sure. I just hope it doesn't get worse because I need to start getting some hiking done. And this weather is not going to break for us. So we're going to be doing some hiking in the rain, apparently. And there is a hurricane heading our way. Nobody here seems too concerned about it. So I guess we'll just wait and see what happens. I did not plan any contingency schedules for bad weather. I just assume it's going to be beautiful everywhere I go, every day. And I should know better by now. I'm just a little flustered, a little off my game. I need to kind of improvise a schedule as I go, and it's frustrating because I like to know exactly what I'm doing, how it's going to fit time-wise, you know. And I like to know that I'm not missing anything. And when I'm just winging it, it's impossible to know if you're missing something better. I need to rebound somehow. I need to get it together, pull it together. Maybe today we'll do a couple of flat hikes just to get some distance in, get some steps in, get the knee moving.
And now, it's back to the east side, where I decided to do part of the Ocean Path Trail. What a view, huh? I don't know if I believe this sign. I'm going to hike from Otter Point up to Thunderhole and back for a total of 3.5 miles. This trail is not accessible entirely, but parts of it are accessible from the road. I'm starting day 3 with a long drive out to West Quoddy Head Light, which is also the easternmost point in the United States, and the easternmost gift shop for that matter.
Well, unfortunately, I just got a text from the campground that because of the latest forecast of Hurricane Lee, they are evacuating the campground by 3 p.m. tomorrow, which means I have nowhere to stay tomorrow night. I already canceled my campground down near Portland, Maine for Saturday night and booked a hotel for Saturday night. Now I need to find a place for Friday night as well, which complicates things. So now I'm in the middle of nowhere with no cell signal, and I need to get online and find a place to book for. I'm probably going to cancel my hotel for Saturday night and try to book a place for Friday and Saturday. It's a real bummer. I need something to lift my spirits. It is supposed to get nice today for a little while in the afternoon. Tomorrow's supposed to be fairly decent as well, so maybe I can get some good hikes in before it's time to leave the island.
I did hike a little over a mile here on the Coast Guard Trail, but it wasn't really anything special worth showing. Now let's check out the lighthouse. An original lighthouse was built on this site in 1808, but the one you see here today was completed in 1858. There's really nothing outstandingly historic about this place. You just come here to say you've been to the easternmost point. Well, mission accomplished. Now let's make a quick pass through the easternmost town, Lubec, before heading back to Acadia.
I don't believe it. Blue sky. Finally.
One bad thing about this park's one-way loop road, if you miss something, it's a long way back around the loop. I passed this spot a few times over the past couple of days. Let's go ahead and check it out with the last bit of daylight.
All right, leaving the campground today. We were told we need to evacuate by 3 p.m. today. Hurricane Lee is coming. So I'm gonna spend a little bit of time here in the park. I'm gonna try to get this hike, Precipice Trail hike, out of the way. That is ultimately the reason I came here. And this is my last chance to do it. So, not knowing if I will ever make it back out to this park again, I've got to give it a try.
The Precipice Trail is one of the best hikes in the park, and it's about 2 miles round trip, depending on which route you take down. This trail is extremely dangerous and not recommended for children or anyone with a fear of heights. There have been deaths on this trail, so it is to be taken seriously. This first obstacle is known as the Eliminator. If you can't make it up and over this first set of rungs, you shouldn't go any further, because it doesn't get any easier.
Well, this is the one that stopped me in my tracks. The very first set of rungs. I'm gonna go from down here, these wet rocks, up to this rung, a wet ledge, another rung here, and one way up there to hold on to. These steps are too high for me. I just physically can't do it. I've tried it several different ways. My body won't do it. I can't stretch this far. I stood here staring at it for 15 minutes. I watched other people struggle with it. I don't think it's gonna happen. I really don't want to give up, but I physically cannot make it over this first obstacle. I made it up onto the first rung. I was holding on to the top rung. I had a hand held in the rock. I could not make the next step and pull myself over the top. Walk of shame, I think, back down to the parking lot.
And yeah, I could have cheated and found another way around this, but I don't do that. Honesty and integrity are everything. I don't let people push or pull me up over obstacles or anything else that might make a trail easier. If I can't do it 100% on my own abilities, I just don't do it. So now I'm just going to move down the road and try the Beehive Trail, which is like a 3/4 scale little sister to the Precipice Trail, but still one of the best in the park. The Beehive Trail is a 1.5 mile loop, and like Precipice, this trail is also very dangerous and requires focus, strength, and above all, care. There have been deaths on this trail too, so I'm repeating in my head, make sure every step I take is solid before reaching for the next. Something I will tell myself many times up on the narrow cliff ledges and iron ladder rungs. Let's get to it.
Okay. Wow, that was tight. Okay. Those rungs are much more manageable. Rungs are much closer together than they were on Precipice, so it's much more manageable for me. Except here's a tricky spot. Here's a tricky spot. Wow. That step was pushing me to my limit. Crazy. Oh my. Oh my.
I gotta put the camera down for a minute. They say it's easier than Precipice, but that doesn't mean it's easy. Are you serious here? Okay. Wow. Some of these steps are pushing me to my limit. Some of them are quite a reach, quite a stretch. Okay, this is going to be a problem.
Wow, that was a fun trail. Thankfully, the way down the backside of the mountain is a lot easier and flatter. On my way off the trail, I was stopped by a nice ranger who was reminding everyone to evacuate by the end of the day as they started preparing to close the park.
How was your hike today?
Very good.
Good. Making your way out.
Yep. I tried Precipice.
Yeah?
I couldn't get past the first rungs. They were spaced too far apart.
I know.
But this one was perfect.
Good.
So,
They call that rung, it has the nickname of the Eliminator.
yeah.
Because if you can't do that one, there are other ones you can't do. Where are you headed to after
I'm gonna go up Cadillac Mountain,
this? Okay.
and then I'm off to Portland, Maine.
Okay. Yeah, getting the drive done before the weather.
Yeah.
Smart.
Our campground, Mountain Desert, actually evacuated everybody by 3 p.m. today. So.
Okay. Yeah, so all the campgrounds within the park closed.
Oh, really?
This morning.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, safe travels to you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Enjoy the sun while it's here.
Oh, yeah.
Now all I have left to do here is drive to the summit of Cadillac Mountain for a farewell view of Bar Harbor and Frenchman Bay. My time here in Acadia National Park didn't go as well as I would have liked. With the weather, fighting illness, and not being physically able to complete the Precipice Trail, but I saw some incredible things and had a blast hiking the Ocean Path Trail and the Beehive Trail. Over the next couple of days, the hurricane weakened and fizzled out before making landfall just north of here. Don't get me wrong, it caused damage and even took a few lives along its way, but for all the hype and concern, I've seen worse storms come off Lake Erie. If you've been following along, you know that I have a list of revenge hikes, trails that I couldn't finish for one reason or another that I aim to get revenge on someday. Well, the Precipice Trail went onto that list. And after this current trip ended, I took my training up a notch, and in Season 3, I returned to Acadia. If you want to know how my second attempt goes, You'll just have to keep watching for that future episode. But for now, there's still plenty of Season 2 left, with some big challenges and amazing adventures. So be sure to tune in for the next episode, and we'll see you then.